The big blue thing on the hill. Far away from the city, in the middle of the great forest, was a special place called Owling Hill. In the day it was mostly peaceful and quiet, because all the animals were asleep. But at night the forest really came alive. Out come the foxes and the weasels, out come the boars and the badgers. The bears lumbered out of their lairs to practice their growling. The wolves crept out of their dens to practice their howling. And all was well in the great forest of the foot of Howling Hill, until one night something terrible happened. Whoa! First there was a rumble, then there was a roar, and finally a terrifying sight appeared right on the top of the Howling Hill. "It's a meteorite," said the bears. "It's a spaceship," said the wolves. "It's trouble," said the foxes. And the fox were right. So they all went to hide in the great forest, hoping that trouble wouldn't soon be gone. Early next morning, the animals crept back to the foot of Owling Hill, but she trouble was what's still there. "It's a big blue elephant," said the weasels. "Who had plenty never seen an elephant before?" "It's a big blue dinosaur," said the badgers. "No, it's a big blue thing," said the foxes, who were right again, and everyone agreed that it seemed to be awake and shouldly probably be left well alone until it fell asleep. "Perhaps we can frighten it away," suggest the wolves. When the animals returned at dusk, they waited for the moon to come up, and then they howled and howled and howled at the blue big thing. "Ow! Ow!" But it did not move even one inch. "Ow!" "Let us have a go," suggest the bears. So they growled and growled and growled at the big blue thing. "Rah! Rah! Rah!" But it did not move even one inch. "Perhaps we can nudge it back down the hill," suggest the boars. They huffed and puffed and pushed, and she moved with all their might. But the blue big thing, she didn't move not even a tiniest bit. "Now it's time for the foxes. How about burying it?" suggest the foxes. So the foxes, the badgers, and the weasels gathered around, and they dug and dug and dug and dug some more. But just as it looked through their plan might work, the big blue things made a noise. "It's waking up!" shouted animals. All they all fled back to the safety of the great forest. "Let's get out of here! He's moving!" No one knew what to do next, so they called a general forest meeting to ask the wise owls what to do about the problem of the big blue things. And after some whoots and toots and rather loud whoops, the wisest owl announced a most cunning plan. The plan had four very important steps, as the wisest owl explained. Number one, we'd summon to help for our smallest forest friends and bees and wasps, midges and moosies, and a snake for a two for a good measure. Number 2, we ask them all to form a big bug flying squad. Number 3, we wait until dawn, then when the big blue thing starts to wake up, the squad must go inside the mouth of the beast. Number 4, they must whiz and buzz and whiz. Then, in my experience, it won't be long before the big blue thing is long gone. O plano era 4 coisas. Vamos chamar todas as abelhas e todos os insetos para formarem um esquadrão. Número 2, formar um esquadrão. Número 3, entrar dentro dessa coisa estranha pela boca. Número 4, fazer muito barulho e picar, que essa coisa vai-se embora. So, by the time the sun was peeking over to the top of the Howling Hill, a big black cloud of the forest's finest bugs and snake, the two of good measure, were ready to zoom in. And so all the insects starts to go to the blue little thing, big blue thing. They whizzed and buzzed and they flew and crawled through every crack right inside the big blue thing. It didn't take too long before it was clear that the wise old had been right. With a roar and a rumble, the big blue thing turned tail and fled back down the Howling Hill, and away, wherever it had come from. Let's get away, bye-bye. And it's gone. And all the wild animals screeched and growled, roared and howled, snuffled and huffled, and generally made such a hula-loo. It was heard for miles and miles. E os animais ficaram todos contentes porque conseguiram expulsar do seu território aquela coisa estranha azul que estava lá em cima da montanha. After that everything got back to the normal in the great forest of the foot of the Howling Hill, and there every day was peaceful and quiet once more. Tudo voltou à normalidade, os animais começaram todos a dormir novamente e ficou tudo, até que houve um dia que apareceu mais uma coisa estranha no cimo da montanha. Mas isso será certamente outra história. Vitória, Vitória, acabou-se a história.